What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Off the Shelves. If you're the first time viewer of this video series, this is my monthly Blu-ray and DVD update video where I talk about all the movies that I bought over the past month, give my little mini reviews for them and tell you whether or not you should skip it, see it on Netflix, or go out and buy it. So, much smaller video this time since I'm actually getting this out on time and not waiting months before I catch up. So, probably about 17 movies or so to talk about. First of all, we're going to start off with just the horror movies because I know you guys love talking those. I have one horror movie that I bought this month, and that is Demons. Now, this came very highly recommended from Lee from Drum Dums. It is Dario Argento presents it, but it's a film by Lamberto Bava. But it's basically, from what I can tell, a movie where there's something going on in a movie theater and demons come out. It sounds pretty badass. Haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but definitely am building my Italian horror movie collection so that I can kind of get on a little binge mode and just go through some of them. So looking forward to checking that one out. Now let's go through the 4K double dips, and we have a lot this month. They released a shitload of classic movies, starting with Braveheart. Absolutely go out and buy it. Do I even need to say why this is an awesome movie? Braveheart is one of the greatest movies ever made. You got Mel Gibson. This is the one where he won shitloads of Oscars, telling the story of Ireland, where he's a Scotsman, William Wallace, where trying to get out of the English rule for freedom, and it's one of the best war movies and period pieces you're ever gonna see. And do I need to say anymore? No, I don't. Go out and buy it. Braveheart's badass. Haven't had a chance to check out the 4K yet. I'm hoping it's gonna look awesome. On that same note, basically all the praises I just gave to that, I can also give to Gladiator. Gladiator is one of my favorite movies of all time. You got Russell Crowe. This is one of, why is the director's name escaping me? Oh, this happens when you're on camera. That's awesome. Ridley Scott. That's the dude's name. One of the most famous directors in the world. I can't think of his fucking name. Ridley Scott, one of his best movies, telling the story of Maximus, where he's betrayed by the son of Caesar, who becomes Caesar, who murders his daughter and his son, or his wife and his son. He gets thrown into slavery, gets thrown into the gladiator ring, and kind of basically comes up through the ranks to try to take down this bastard Caesar. And it is an awesome movie. I mean, one of the best period pieces, again, just like I said for Braveheart. If you have not seen this, I don't know where the hell you've been, but again, hoping the 4K is going to be great because, man, that movie deserves a great 4K. My favorite movie of all time, yes, #1 ranked, Die Hard, also had the 4K release this month. Looking forward to checking this one out the most as well. This is a movie that I watch multiple times a year. It's the greatest action film in the world. It's the best Christmas movie in the world. Bruce Willis's best movie. Got one of the greatest villains of all time in Hans Gruber. This is a go out and buy it, plus better than sex, religious experience, whatever the next rating system should be past, go out and buy it. That's what Die Hard is, because this is my favorite movie of all time. So looking forward to checking this out on 4K, but so glad that this had a release as well. And I should have had this on the last one, but this is actually a horror movie that I bought that for whatever reason was in my 4K stack, and that's The Lords of Salem. You guys know my thoughts on Rob Zombie movies. Very few of them do I like, and by very few I mean one. But I'm trying to kind of give them rewatches, because when I first saw them, it was years ago. My movie tastes have changed slightly since then. I broadened my horizons a little bit. So I want to give all of the Rob Zombie movies a second chance to maybe impress me or just cement the fact that I just don't like them at all. And this was actually a Patreon request. So at some point, look forward to a review of The Lords of Salem. That's why I actually bought it, because somebody wants me to review this. So gonna be checking this out sometime this weekend probably. So look forward to that review maybe in the next coming week or so. But no ranking for it because I don't remember shit about it other than the fact that I remember liking the first 2 acts and feeling very disappointed in the 3rd act. But we'll see how that kind of holds up over time. This was the other, probably the biggest release as far as like a set this month, and that is the Jurassic Park franchise on 4K. It's all 4 movies: Jurassic Park, Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, and Jurassic World. And these are must-haves. I mean, the Jurassic Park, the original one, is a must-have by itself, but I was a big fan of Jurassic World. It's a different movie. It's a little bit more schlocky, but Lost World is really good too. Jurassic Park 3 I've always thought was kind of dumb fun, even though it's definitely on the bottom rung of the franchise, but had to get these in 4K, if nothing else, just for the first movie. But it was a pretty cheap box set, so definitely go out and buy this. I might like this movie more than Braveheart. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but for whatever reason, some of the themes in this movie work just a little bit better for me, and that is The Patriot. The only movie by this director that I actually like, aside from Universal Soldier, but The Patriot's awesome to me. This is back in the Revolutionary War. You got Mel Gibson. Basically, his son is murdered by this British general, Redcoat, and he joins the war very reluctantly and starts being like this ghost, like this figure throughout the war in the resistance, in the American Revolution, that is kind of like this legend. It's just a badass movie. It's bloody, it's very heart-wrenching in certain spots. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So this also got a 4K release. God, they released some damn good movies in 4K this month. Go out and buy that one. Argo. This was on sale at Best Buy this past week, so I had to get this. This is one of Ben Affleck's best movies. It won him his Oscar for Best Picture. I love his character. I love Bryan Cranston the most in this movie, but very tense, tight, well-executed movie. It's not my favorite Ben Affleck movie. That belongs to The Town, but I think that this one is a damn good movie, and it's just a movie that I really wanted to check it out again, so I wanted to get it on 4K because I'm a whore, and I buy all the movies that I like on 4K. So, go out and buy that one. The Accountant, more Ben Affleck love. This is a movie that when I saw it in theaters, I have a full review for it, you can check it out. I enjoyed the hell out of it, but there was a lot of problems story-wise for me, a few too many twists. I rewatched it again, and the twists didn't bother me as much, and I'm expecting to like it even more the third time, but this is basically Ben Affleck's answer to the Bourne movies. This is Ben Affleck playing a character who has autism, and his father put him through this really intensive training to battle his autism to where now he has all these skills, kind of like Liam Neeson in Taken or Jason Bourne, and he just fucks people up, and he's basically an assassin by night and also an accountant by day. There's some crazy stuff going on. Still, I think that the story kind of falls apart in the last act just because they put too many twists in it, but it's a very cool movie and a very well-written movie, and very well directed too. You got Gavin O'Connor, that's the guy who directed Warrior. Nowhere near as good as Warrior, but a very cool movie. Looking forward to the sequel that they're making for this one, if it does actually happen. So I would say go out and buy this one as well. Although it's on the bottom rung of that because just those story issues, but it's still a damn good movie, and for the price I got for it, it's worth buying. And the last 4K double dip. This is the one that I was looking forward to watching the most in 4K, and it's the reason why it's the only one of this stack that I actually have watched since I bought it, and that is The Matrix. This is a movie that was destined to be on 4K, and it looks damn good. All the special effects and everything still hold up. This movie still impresses today, even though it's so old, but this is one of the best sci-fi action movies ever made. Just the story, the writing is so wild and unique. The execution, the action scenes and everything was revolutionary. It changed the genre forever. Some iconic characters in Neo and Trinity and Morpheus. This movie still holds up. I had a blast rewatching it. I haven't seen it in years, and the 4K is damn good, so go out and buy it. Moving on from those is 4 new releases. So this is the end of the video after these guys, starting right off with the only one of these that I saw in theaters, and that is Red Sparrow. This was a damn good movie. A little too long, a little slow. Some people might get bored with it in certain spots, but it is absolutely brutal. Telling the story of Jennifer Lawrence as she becomes this Sparrow, which is like this kind of like a spy in Russia, and it goes into some crazy dark places. It's one of her best performances. Even though I've kind of gotten burnt out on Jennifer Lawrence, she's still very good in this movie, and it kind of reignited my interest in her. This is worth going out and buying. Just like I said, it's a little long, it's a little on the slower side, so don't watch it at like 11 o'clock at night when you're kind of getting relaxed because you'll fall asleep, but it's a very good movie to check out. Moving on from that is Game Night. Have not had a chance to see this yet, so I don't have a rating, but I heard it was a very good comedy. I heard it was one of the surprises of earlier this year. Just didn't get a chance to check it out, so looking forward to seeing that one. A movie that I honestly didn't have much interest in, but Holly really wanted to see it, so I bought it for her, and that is Downsizing with Matt Damon. I know the basic premise of the movie, but I have had absolutely no idea what the reception was of this. Nobody that I know saw it or said yay or nay that I know of, so I have no rating for that as well. This one is the one that I was looking forward to watching the most because I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, and all the people in my little circle of YouTube friends who did see it really loved it. Like best of the year, second best of the year, and that is Annihilation. I watched this last night, and while I definitely liked it, and it is a movie that I think will be better upon a second watch now that I know what to expect, it might have been a little overhyped for me because I felt like the directing, the writing, the special effects, the production value, everything that was great about Alex Garland's last film, Ex Machina, is great in this one. To me, where the problems lie is that it's a very unique movie, very mind-bending, very kind of mind-fuckery throughout the movie, and it doesn't give hardly any answers by the end of it. It's very ambiguous, it's a very, unanswered question by the end of this movie, and sometimes that'll work. Sometimes it gets in the way of my enjoyment factor, because if I'm scratching my head more than I'm smiling by the time the credits roll, that's a problem. So maybe if I watch it a second time, I'll understand more of it. I'll come up with my own theories. I'll like it a little bit more. Definitely recommend seeing this. I'm gonna say, I'll still say go out and buy it, but it's barely making that rating just because by the end of it I was so like, so what's going on? I don't understand this, that it kind of ruined it a little bit for me by the end of it. But for everything execution-wise, this is worth checking out. It's worth getting in 4K. It's exclusive to Best Buy, so go to Best Buy and get it. But it's a movie that I think was a victim of overhype for me personally. But I did enjoy it for the most part. So Annihilation, go out and buy it, but if you can wait till Netflix, you probably won't regret that too much either. That's it, guys. That's the movies I have for this month. Like I said, it's a shorter episode, but at least I got it out on time, right? So thank you for watching Off the Shelves. Please like, share this video. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. If you guys want to check out my social media links, check out Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spreadshirt for cool Cody Leach merchandise like t-shirts and other things down in the description below, as well as my Patreon page, which is a great way to give back to this channel, help it grow, and get awesome exclusive content for patron eyes only, like patron request reviews and exclusive digital copy codes. Like every single one of these movies that has a digital copy code will be put onto my Patreon for my patrons eyes only. So if you want to check out that kind of stuff, guys, check out my Patreon page. And as always, if you want to check out some more of my videos, you can check those out by clicking right over here.